Chapter 3. It came to pass that Moses was caught up in a high mountain, and came unto Mount Zion in the heavenly Jerusalem, and obtained knowledge of all things that were from the beginning. And he began to record what he saw and heard in the sealed book, which was found by Hilkiah along with the book of the law in the days of Josiah king of Judah, which book Lechi brought into this land from beyond the sea, in order to preserve its record for future generations of priests of the holy order of the Son of Elohim, in the final part of the fullness of times. It was then that Moses ascended to stand in a great universal council, in which Ahiah, the angel whose name means brother of Yahavah, the exalted ruler whose dominion was over the order of anointed cherubim, and he was called the chief commander of the flaming stones, until the day he was thrown down from his office, and the administration of heavenly visitations to the children of humanity was delivered unto the archangel Gabriel, who gave unto them commandments. For in many generations of Israel, when the children of mankind walked according to the path of the heavens, whose chariots of fire visited the prophets of God full of wisdom, and proceeding from the highest caste of the order of the morning star, they had full access to Mount Zion, and this until the day Ahiah overturned the ancient covenant, and vehemently accused the great Yahavah of usurping the rights of free will in all the beings he created in the vast expanse of the universe. Howbeit, he himself came seeking to destroy the free will of mankind from the beginning. And so, because he had been full of pride and vanity, he assumed an air of grandeur, and came to corrupt his own wisdom by supposing in his heart that he would be accepted by Elohim in the highest and immaculate cradle of creation, after arousing the appreciation of a vast multitude of followers, the first of whom he led astray in the heavens, and then subsequently on earth. And so he longed to return to the holy mountain of council, and to take his place among the council of the heavens, which are above the holy angels, in the likeness of God, but beneath the sovereign Lord, the Almighty. But God cannot overrule the law he established in the heavens before the foundation of the world that was given for the dominions of the kingdom of mankind, by which the dominions of the earth would be in subjection to his son Ahiah, and with that he came to be in Eden, the garden of God, being that mankind had been created in the image of God, reflecting in itself its divine attributes, namely love, wisdom, creative potential, and justice, and as he had also been created according to his likeness, thus obtaining characteristics similar to the image of its creator, approaching the majesty of an immortal creature, or creatures that move in heaven, on earth, and in the sea, were subject to them. Howbeit, they were commanded to nurture and fulfill the earth, and to expand the boundaries of Eden. But it came to pass that Ahiah, when he sought to do that which was evil before God, was cast out of the highest and immaculate cradle of the heavens, yea, even from the holy mountain of God, the heavenly Zion. Nevertheless, he periodically appeared before the universal councils in order to present a report of his administration concerning this world, which was under his dominion, until he was expelled from the heavenly realms. Therefore, it was at the beginning of human history on earth that after falling from his high position in the heavens, he became wretched before the children of Elohim, and thereby sought in his heart to subject all humanity, that they be unable to fully enjoy free will, and thus condemn them to the same misery and decay to which he had condemned himself. So that old serpent went on to deceive his fellow beings who lived with him in the heavens, and so soon became an opponent to God's plan for this world. It happened then that he went on to deceive the first human couple while still in Eden, the paradise of God, coming to become the father of every lie, and thus he was called devil. It was then, after Adam and Eve had succumbed to the wiles of the devil, that Elohim proceeded to curse them. For before that time they lived on a higher level on the spiritual plane. Though they were made of the dust of the earth, in Eden they were clothed with spirit and therefore immortal. But as soon as they sinned, Elohim clothed them with mortal flesh. Therefore they were cursed to suffer in the inclemency of time, pain, sweat, and all manner of evils to which the mortal flesh is subject. However, the Father of tender mercies provided a means of redemption by which the children of Adam could return to their initial glory and again have full communion with Elohim as they had in the beginning. This providence being the very priesthood of God, that is according to the order of his Son, was therefore called at the beginning of all times the priesthood of the Son of Elohim. Therefore the gospel became the way for all to return to God, and the scriptures of the holy prophets are the iron rod extending along this path through a dense mist of darkness. And the priesthood is the safe guide, even a lamp to light the way in the darkest night and keep us on the right course until we reach the tree of life, which is in the paradise of Elohim, beyond the thresholds of this mortal existence, and whose fruits correspond to the full happiness of attaining the reward of eternal life. And as soon as Elohim had cast out the man of Eden, placing sentinel cherubim and a flaming sword round about to keep the way of the tree of life, Yahavah provided this priesthood to mankind in order that they may choose between good and evil. For without the priesthood, the way of mankind will be tortuous, and his thoughts and the inclinations of his hearts will be sensual and devilish most of the time.